Welcome, everybody, to episode 138 of The Effing Title. I am Big Husky.
That's cool.
Yeah, hi, Big. It's just like AA. What are
Hi,
we doing?
Big Husky.
Well, this is the part where you guys say, like, yeah, there you go.
You're supposed to introduce us.
Okay, so,
This is the first week. We want to be introduced.
fine. So we'll introduce them. We have the first season champion, Rob.
Still waiting on my shirt.
Took 34 seconds, Jeff. Took 34 seconds.
34 seconds.
And then the second season champion and the reigning champion as of right now, Fedge.
Damn, bring the noise. Let's go.
Bring the door. What
you people?
Friday Night Light movie? Jesus.
Oh, wow. Great reference. So, we're going to be breaking down the matchups for week one, giving our predictions, picks. We're going to be doing our locks of the week, and I don't know what else we'd be doing but something because we're unorganized and I don't, yeah. So.
This is of the preseason, right?
Yes, we're talking about preseason week one.
We're talking about the preseason.
We're talking about next year's season, actually.
That'd be awesome.
So starting things off, we got Thursday Night Football. Bills at Rams.
Go ahead, Jeffrey. Take it away.
I'm going with the Bills.
What?
Oh
No,
my
are you
God.
serious?
I don't think there's been a single week in 2 seasons that you have not picked the Bills.
That's not true. Actually, there was 1 week against the Chiefs that I chose the Chiefs. So there was that game.
Explain to us the Chiefs were going to win, but then you picked the Bills.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pick the Bills. They have a very talented roster this year. Big concern for me is how they take and how they mold and how quickly they can adapt with the new OC in Ken Dorsey. But I think they have the tools. I think they are the better team, more talented team, and we'll see what Von Miller can do for the defense this year.
Yeah. I'm also going to pick the Bills because I think offenses like the Rams, with when they have new pieces, take time to gel and click. And I don't think the Rams are as good as they were last year. I think Cooper Kupp's going to have a come back to earth year. Still will be a fantastic receiver, but he's going to come back to earth this season. He's not going to have 1,900 receiving yards or anything like that. I mean, they don't really have a true. I mean, everyone will say they have a true number 2 receiver, but it's not like last year where they really had 3 number 2 receivers on their roster, where they could spread the ball out toward the end of the year. And
Right, they have 2 number 1s in Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp.
Yes, but they have no number 2. And I honestly think Allen Robinson can only go deep. I don't think he's a very good receiver other than that. Now, he is like 6'9", so he wins most jump balls, but that's not what their offense is built on. Their offense isn't built on just throwing fades and everything like that. You saw their offense really took off last year when they were able to get a receiver like Odell Beckham who can catch passes over the middle, and I don't know who that guy is. Who knows? They might show up and they may have that guy figured out, and they might light it up. I also think Stafford's elbow is going to be a problem for the whole season, so I don't think that's something that to look lightly on. And I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball in the Bills. I think the Bills are a very good defense that can stuff the run, and they got better in the offseason with their defense. So unless Aaron Donald commits assault again and gets away with it, I don't foresee the Rams winning.
Yeah, I'm picking Bills too. I mean, I see the exact same reasons that you guys just said. Like, the Bills, to me, the Bills got better. The Rams just kind of, like, took a step down to an extent in the offseason, it feels like. And
Well, I will say this because I forgot that they even signed him. But Bobby Wagner being on the inside of their defense will make up for them losing a lot on their D-line with Von Miller leaving and things like that. But yeah, I don't see this defense keeping up with the Bills' offense.
Yeah, especially with that Bills ground and pound
And
mentality, you know.
The Rams are also trying to replace the starting right tackle or starting left tackle. Where did Whitworth play last year? Was he at right? Was he at left still?
I think
Yeah,
so.
he
They're
was.
also trying to replace one of the best run blockers.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
All right, now we're going to start off Sunday 1:00 games with probably the best game of the weekend. It's Saints Falcons, and why is it the Saints?
Did you say that it's the best game of the weekend?
Yes.
It is.
It's the Saints because Jameis is going to start off the year hot, like he always does.
Boom.
And I love Jameis. I'm interested, honestly, to see how this team gels. With Olave coming in, with Michael Thomas apparently coming back. We haven't seen anything, but apparently he's coming back to. You got Kamara coming out of the backfield still. Obviously, that defense is still strong. It's a good team. It's just getting rest on. Hopefully, Jameis goes for 40 and 20 instead of 40 and 40.
Yeah.
And then they're a playoff team. But yeah, I'm not ready to get to the Falcons. I think they have improved over the offseason, but as most teams think they do. I mean, I think the Jets even improved over the offseason. But I think that's the key is how Mariota is going to bring the team and how they can come in. How again, another rookie, Drake London, how he's going to do in that team. And obviously they're still missing Calvin Ridley because he gambles too much. But Saints. Go Saints.
Saints by 30 points.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons' defense, I truly believe, is horrendous. I do think their offense is a lot better, but they still don't have a running back. They have a receiver that plays running back. I mean, until Atlanta tanks for 3-4 more seasons and they can get a quarterback. Watch out next year when they're the worst team in the league and they're able to choose between Bryce Love or that dude from Ohio State, which I always forget his name. But when they get the pick between those two, then they might have an actual chance. But until then, their defense is horrendous.
You giving it up on Riddler?
That's what I was just about to ask. So you were saying we're already giving up on Desmond?
Me personally, yeah. So you're going to ride out Mariota for 3 years and hope that Desmond Ridder eventually can be a starting caliber quarterback?
Yes, I don't know. So you're saying, because those quarterbacks you mentioned, they could potentially go top 5. Do you really believe that Atlanta is?
They could be the first 2 picks off the board.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know, obviously,
if Atlanta's in that spot, unless the team's willing to give you their first rounder for the next 7 years, can you really turn down?
I agree.
You can trade Desmond Ridder and get a couple more draft picks.
I was being nice was saying that they're going to be top 5 because, like I said, things change throughout the college football season. Whatever. But do you really think that Atlanta's worse than the Jets?
Yes.
The Jaguars?
Yes.
See, I don't think you can.
I think Atlanta is the worst team in the NFL this year.
The Seahawks, garbage too.
Seahawks might be the worst team. Atlanta's the second worst team in the NFL.
Well, that's even more. I mean, the Seahawks are honestly going to be in a great position because I think the Seahawks are the worst team in the NFL. But we're getting a little off topic here, but I think they can have their choice at their quarterback, and they need one because Drew Lock. I think I don't know, he could potentially still be, but I think it's time to give him a rookie to compete with that's not Geno Smith.
The teams that are picking in the top 5 picks every year have to go with the same battle. Is it worth riding out and waiting and sucking for more years and hoping you're going to keep your fan attendance and everything like that? Or do you go and get someone who's supposed to be a sure thing? I mean, Desmond Ridder's a nice piece who maybe could eventually be an average quarterback. He could eventually be Trubisky. Awesome. Or would you rather go get someone who has the potential to be Josh Allen? Like, that's just the way I look at it, is if I'm picking in the top 3 spots and there's a quarterback there that has the potential to be that next person, I'm always going to take them. And I'll trade the fucking kid who has potential to be an average quarterback.
Okay. I'm picking Saints because like Falcons are the worst team, and I like how they went out and got weapons for Winston. Now they got Olave. We're supposed to see Michael Thomas. They got Jarvis Landry. They got Alvin Kamara.
I keep forgetting they have Landry. Yeah.
The Saints could be a real team if they can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
if
Jameis doesn't go 40 and 40,
if Jameis is an average quarterback, they are a playoff.
If Jameis can throw 2 to 1 touchdown ratio, they will touchdown interception ratio.
Yeah.
They will make the playoffs.
If he's a 30 and 15 guy, they have a chance to make a run at this thing.
Yes, 100%.
Because their defense is always good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Browns.
I also thing. I also think it's gonna be interesting with what's his name taking over as head coach. It's gonna be a little different, a little weird not seeing Sean on the sidelines too. I think that changes.
Will change. Yeah, that will be weird.
So,
Browns and Panthers.
Brown?
Baker's good. Baker's good. Just smack his.
What was it? What was it? What was he said that I'm gonna fuck them up. Is that it? I'm going Panthers.
Yeah. I think Baker's gonna take this one. And I think Baker might have even taken it even if Deshaun Watson starts. But since he's a horrible human being, he gets to sit on the bench for 11 games. So.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think the Panthers are a sleeper team this year. Now that they have again, this is all depending on Baker staying healthy. I would.
Whoa! It's depending on McCaffrey staying healthy. Let's be honest.
That is so true. If they don't have, they're useless too. But I could easily see them being a team that, kind of like the Browns in Baker's first year, that can sneak into the playoffs and maybe scare somebody.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing is Carolina. We can go back to New Orleans. Carolina has a great defense.
Yeah.
They fly around. They get to the ball. They have a good pass rush. I mean, it's Baker, take care of the ball. Baker, make some plays here and there, but take care of the ball. You'll be fine.
Well, that was the thing. It was like the first week or two last year, the Panthers defense was like lights out. And then some injuries started happening, and they were on the field more, and shit just went sideways from there. Yeah, Baker take care of the ball.
That's what happens when you miss your.
Their whole team relies on McCaffrey's health, because if McCaffrey's in there,
and I think that
third and medium, third and long is much easier to convert when you can dump it to a back who can get you 15.
And that's one of the things I think Baker's gonna help with is the fact that it's still gonna ride out on McCaffrey, but it's a little bit less so now. This is going to be my lock of the week.
Nice. Okay.
So now we got a nice little stretch here of great games. 49ers, Bears.
Great games? I think the Bears actually...
I actually
we forgot to put them in one of the top for worst teams in the NFL.
I actually think this is going to be a decent game, because I think Trey Lance sucks. I think he's
that's the problem, is... It's a battle of last year's rookie quarterbacks. I do think that Matt Eberflus is going to have the Bears defense flying around like the Bears of old, which is going to be huge. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. You could see a 10-7, 13-10 game here. Because, again, I don't think either quarterback is ready to take that next step quite yet.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, there's only 4 people on the Bears defense that I've ever even fucking heard of before. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, like
Eddie Jackson.
Yep.
Roquan Smith. Yeah, Roquan Smith. The D tackle.
Roquan Smith requested a trade. You can't even count him to get on that.
What did you say?
As you can't even count Roquan Smith because he requested a trade. He wants out of there.
Yeah, he's still a starter.
I'm going Niners.
Yeah, I think the Niners will win, just because I think they're better as a team.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I think that team is better.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is ugly.
Oh, it's going to, 100%. Jeff, you changing it
I'm
up?
also going to Niners,
All right,
and
there we
I will tell you guys later why, and they're my lock of the week.
Oh, okay.
We're really going on a ledge there. The lock of the week versus the Bears.
Steelers,
Oh, wow, you're right.
Bengals.
So, I'm actually going to pick Pittsburgh strictly because the Steelers are really good in week 1 of the season for some reason. They always.
Where's this game? You said it's
It's
at
in
the
it's
Bengals?
in Cincy.
Yeah. For some reason, Pittsburgh's always really good at beating teams they have no business beating in week 1 of the season. Last year against the Bills, like, for some reason, Tomlin is very good at making sure his team is ready to play in week 1 of the season. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to I don't think they're going to be very good. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to win this first game.
I think Pittsburgh just has so many, different aspects to them that are coming out too. Like it's all obviously hitching on, Trubisky, but they still have a great defense. They're bringing in George Pickens. We're going to see what Claypool does this year. See if Najee Harris can build on his year from last year. Obviously Deontay Johnson, if he can stay healthy. It's they have pieces there, but it's also going to come down to how is their center going to be replaced? Pouncey, how is that going to come out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they going to be able to build on that in the O-line? So it's.
And that same effect, I'm very curious to see if the Bengals fix their O-line issues. They get a good.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Bengals had a little bit of a Cinderella story last year. I think they did stuff to potentially make them a better team. It's like you said regarding especially their offensive line where Burrow's is getting hit every other play. But again, it's not something that typically just comes out and gels right away. So it'll be interesting. I'm gonna go Bengals against my better judgment, but I'm gonna go Bengals with this one.
Steelers O-line sucks. Like, I want to pick the Steelers, but their line is so bad, and the Bengals D line is.
You don't need a good line when you have Najee Harris.
I mean, my big thing is this: is that I think that the Steelers will be a lot better this year on offense, simply because they don't have to base the offense around how strong Ben's arm is, which is 5 yards. Like now they're actually going to be able to open it up, and they're going to be able to actually run everything in the playbook.
Mitch's arm strength's about 7 to 10 yards, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's still better. It's not much better, but it's better. I'm gonna go Steelers. I don't like the Bengals. I don't like either team, but I'm gonna go Steelers for Mitch. I think their defense is better than the Bengals defense. So, Eagles at Lions. I think this is one of the more intriguing matchups of the entire week. Genuinely.
So I'm gonna start off here. Rob loves the Lions, so I want him to go last personally.
Okay.
But I think going back to the whole thing of making teams better. AJ Brown makes your team better. Jalen Hurts, this is his kind of prove it year. With Smith and AJ Brown and Goddard, and he's got the pieces there. They went out and got the what's his name from Georgia in the interior D line. Their interior D line is going to be scary this year. I don't think teams are going to be able to run against them. With that being said, I love what their Lions are doing with Dan Campbell. So I think this is going to be an overreaction. I think the Eagles are going to win.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think, but I think it's going to be just, I'm going to call it the Dan Campbell factor, more so than the Lions being the better team. And I think people are going to start freaking out saying that the Eagles aren't as good as they were talked up to be because of that Dan Campbell factor. And I think, honestly, the Lions are going to be in a lot of games this year because of Dan Campbell. Not because of his coaching, but his motivational skills with that team, I think is going to go a long way with these guys. Unfortunately, the wins have to come too, because your motivation in the NFL to motivate grown-ass men only goes so far without following it up with wins. So this is kind of that year for Dan Campbell. Everyone talking about his whole story and how he is with the players, and brutally honest and just missions on the cuff and whatever. But again, wins have to follow. You can do all that, but if the wins don't follow, you'll start losing people. And I hope it doesn't happen to the Lions because I really like them. But sorry, I'm still going to go the Eagles, though.
So I'm going to go. I think the Lions got tremendously better this offseason. I think this is going to be a really close game, but I think it's going to happen again like it did last year at the very beginning of the season, where they're not going to be able to put it together at the beginning of the year, where they had a lot of those really close losses right in a row where it's heartbreakers. I think we're going to see that again with the Eagles. It's going to show. I think that the Lions are going to show that the Eagles are not as good as people think they are, and that the Lions are a lot better than they are. But I think something's going to happen in the end of the game. Like towards the end of the game, Lions are going to lose it for themselves. But I do believe the Lions are a lot better of a team. But this against the Eagles at home, no.
So, I actually think the opposite, Colin.
Okay.
I think the Lions are actually going to start this season on fire, mainly because of their schedule.
Okay.
They have the easiest schedule in the NFL, and I really think they're gonna make a lot of noise, and I think they're gonna be a team that fights for a playoff spot, and I actually think they'll find a way to probably make it, and then they'll be last year's Patriots, where they'll get absolutely demoralized.
Did you just pick the Lions to make the playoffs?
I did, yes. I think their schedule's that easy.
Oh my
It has nothing to do with them.
This kid has been smoking something this morning.
Listen to this schedule: Eagles,
I've seen the schedule.
Commanders,
I don't care what the schedule
Vikings, Seahawks, Patriots, Cowboys, Dolphins, Packers, Bears, Giants, Bills, Jacksonville, Vikings, Jets, Carolina. Like, they could easily win 10 games.
They win 5 games.
I think I actually think they start off hot. It takes offenses a long time to gel, and I think the Eagles are going to struggle on offense in week 1. I'm going to pick the Lions. Fuck it.
All right.
New year. I'm all in.
New year, new me.
All in on Dan Campbell.
Indy at Texans.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's gonna run wild, unfortunately. I would love to pick the Texans, but this isn't one of those. I mean, they've gotten better. Again, teams you could say they've gotten better, but at the quarterback position, you're gonna go with Davis Mills and see if he's the your future going forward. He's another guy that this is another team that at least they'll be able to find out this year if they want to move forward with Davis Mills, and then after that we can talk about them being top 3 pick here and get one of their quarterbacks they want.
Didn't you tell me Stephon Gilmore was on the Chargers?
Yeah, he's on there too. Yep.
Oh, he says right here he's on the Colts.
Wait, did I say Gilmore? No, I said J.C. Jackson. We're talking about.
Oh, there it is. J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm also going Indy. I think Indy's going to take the AFC South.
I don't, because they can't beat Jacksonville. But I am also picking the Colts, yes.
Patriots at Dolphins.
Love this game.
You guys know the Patriots cannot win in Miami for whatever goddamn reason. They never
it's the curse
win in Miami. And also, they blow against Shanahan teams.
Mm-hmm.
They give up so many yards and points against teams that run Shanahan's system. I think the Dolphins embarrass the Patriots in week 1. And I'm saying 48-14 type of embarrassment. I think they blow them out. This is my lock of the week. The Dolphins will embarrass the Patriots.
All right. So here's my question, Rob. Have the Patriots actually announced like an OC and a DC yet, or are they still doing the we don't have one? All right, this is the Dolphins.
There is no offensive coordinator.
Dolphins it is then.
Dude, even without that, one thing that people are going to sleep on with Miami, because everyone wants to focus on their offense, they have a top 5 defense in the league.
So do they have a top 5 defense, or was Brian Flores the reason for them having a top 5 defense?
I don't know. They have Xavier Howard. Like they got a lot of good players on this defense.
Because that's one of the things that I've seen a couple people bring up recently, and I completely went over my head. I was like, shit, didn't even think about it. Is that Brian Flores is a defensive-minded coach, and their defense has been good every year that he's been there.
We'll find out.
Ed, what do you got?
I'm going with the Patriots.
Oh!
I like Bill Belichick's planning in the offseason. It's going to go back to what Rob was saying about week one. I know you guys struggle going to Miami, but week 1 matchups, I don't know. I feel like Bill's gonna have a plan here, and I honestly don't think the Tua Hill hype is all that it's cracked up to be. I think it's gonna be a game that gets brought back down to earth. The Patriots defense is going to be out there flying around. Something to prove, especially after the way their season ended last year in Buffalo. I think the Patriots take it in a close game.
All right.
They lost both their games last year to Miami.
Yeah, exactly. New year, new me.
Ravens at Jets.
Go ahead, Colin. You can start us off.
Ravens.
Is it a serious question?
What? What?
Robbie, I swear to God, if you thought that I was going to pick Jets here because I'm a Raven, like, no. Ravens.
So I'm going to pick the Ravens here, but I think it's going to be really close on to whether Sauce Gardner actually gets a ball thrown at him because the Ravens are just going to run all over the Jets.
Apparently, Sauce didn't even get a throw in the preseason. No one threw to him in preseason even.
That's my thing. I think if the Jets somehow make the Ravens throw the ball, I think they actually have a chance. But I don't see the Ravens. If they throw it over 10 times, I'll be fucking shocked.
I just think, with Lamar coming back healthy, with what's his name, Dobbins coming in back in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got freaking Andrews. I like Duvernay.
Drake.
Here we go, Kenyon Drake now.
Exactly. Like that offense it could be clicking with all those weapons. I think even when Lamar throws it, they're not going to be throwing deep anymore. They're just going to want those middle intermediate type passes and
all play action passes.
well, it always is.
Well, and also
I
this
just don't think the Jets. I don't like Robert Saleh as a coach anymore. I'm giving up on him. Go back and be a DC or a good DC. Just suck it up, bud.
I'm intrigued to see how Bateman plays with Lamar because this is going to be the first time they've actually fully been able to play with each other. Because last year was when Lamar was
hurt. It's a bad test for you because the Ravens aren't going to throw the ball.
I mean, that's the thing. You say that, but they do though. Like it's not as oh they don't throw 10 times. Like that's just if you watch the games they throw more than 10.
It's not the NFL anymore, but.
I see what you say. I get what you're saying. We're going to run the ball. We're going to put it down their throat. But I'm intrigued just to see because it's Bateman. I liked Bateman coming out of college, and I didn't really get to see him too much with Lamar. It was him and frickin' Huntley. So, all right, Rob, tell me where the Jets are going to win.
They're not.
Holy shit, Rob's actually picking my team. Holy shit, Jeff, what has he been smoking?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Jaguars at Commanders.
Yeah, both these teams are below. But I actually think Jacksonville's offense might be decent this year, so I'm going to go with Jacksonville. And I'm interested to see how many different ways what's his face, the QB there, for the Commanders. Wentz, how many different ways he can make that offense shake their head and go, "What did we do?"
See, that's my question. I want to pick Commanders, but
you should. Their roster is technically probably better, but
well, my thing is this: I genuinely believe that at some point this season, Wentz will be benched, Sam Howell will start playing, and that team will start doing a lot better. I genuinely do think that. However, though, week 1, I don't think that's where it's going to start.
It might if the Jaguars go up 35-7.
I mean, fair.
Because there's no Chase Young, remember.
See, that's the other thing is that, like, it's, like... I'm going Jags. No Sam Howell, no Chase Young.
This is my double lock of the week.
No Sam Howell, he says. He's fucking no backup quarterback.
I'm all in, Jeff. I'm all in, just like with Trubisky. All right.
Sam Howell's third string. I don't even know if he's dressing for the game.
That's bullshit.
Oh my goodness.
Until Sam Howell is starting, I'm not picking him.
So I'm gonna go from a different angle. I'm just gonna say that Jacksonville is winning this because of Doug Peterson's knowledge of not only playing the Commanders when he was with Jacksonville, but also of that quarterback. I think he's gonna.
He knows to blitz him.
Exactly. He knows where his weaknesses are. He worked with him for how long?
And I will say the Jaguars.
And I'm interested to see how Travis Etienne goes. I love him.
The Jaguars linebacking core might be one of the best in the NFL in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
With Josh Allen, Devin Lloyd, Oluquin, and Trayvon Walker. I mean, there's a lot of top 10 picks in that section right there. That in 3 years they could be one of the best linebacking cores in the NFL.
Facts. 4 o'clock games. Giants at Titans.
I actually think this will be a close game.
I don't think the Titans are that good.
I don't either.
That's the first reason. I don't know, like, who. When Robert Woods is your best receiver, that's a problem. Like, I hope Derrick Henry can run the ball, because otherwise, I don't know. Tannehill's not that good. I'm interested to see if they use Malik Willis in any, like, Wildcat stuff and let him actually play a little bit in the beginning of the year to see if he can get some reps. But I'm actually going to pick the Giants in an upset here, even though everyone on their team's questionable.
I'm also going to go
I'm
Giants.
going Titans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Titans. I don't think the Giants have enough pieces on defense to stop Derrick Henry. It takes a whole effort to do that. I think, like you said, I think it's going to be a close game. But if Tyrod Taylor was starting, I might actually pick the Giants. But I think Daniel Jones could turn the ball over a couple too many times here. With the
I'm
new
just
offense
curious
and
with a healthy Saquon Barkley, how that offense is going to look with a real offensive coordinator and a real offensive-minded coach. Like,
Joe Judge is a real offensive coordinator potentially. He could be in New England.
he's never been an offensive coordinator in his entire coaching career. He's
But he
never
could be in
held
New
that,
England, so
never
then
held
he
that
would be a
title.
real offensive coordinator.
He's never held that title.
But he could be.
I think just the acquisition of Dable and Wink Martindale is huge for the Giants. So I'm going Giants.
Nice.
Chiefs Cardinals.
This is actually a pretty good game. I think it's gonna be pretty high scoring.
Oh, you're high.
You don't think it's gonna be high scoring?
I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to score. No. Not
Why?
Chiefs. Hey, Cardinals.
On the Chiefs defense?
Who?
What do you mean? Who what?
Who's he throwing to?
Who?
Who is Kyler Murray throwing the ball to?
AJ Green, Rondale Moore,
Okay, old man
James
AJ
Conrad
Green,
in the backfield, Marquise Brown. What do you mean?
Marquise Brown, the dude who can't catch. Okay. AJ Green, the dude who's going to get hurt on the first two drives. Rondale Moore, who's 5'6". They don't even know if Zach Ertz is going to play this weekend.
Oh, he probably won't.
DeAndre Hopkins is suspended, so I guess Andy Isabella is who he's throwing to, who's also 5'8". Like, I just don't see and this team struggles alone as it is without. They showed it last year when Hopkins isn't in the lineup. They struggle to score points. So, I mean, the 36-year-old A.J. Green, I guess, is now their best receiver, and Marquise Brown can run really fast, and he's 50-50 to catch any pass. So I'm not saying it's because the Chiefs' defense is good. I'm saying I don't think, until Hopkins is back, I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to even tread water. I think they're going to really struggle offensively. They better be able to run the ball, and hope to God James Conner can do more than just score from inside the 10-yard line.
Who are Kansas City's receivers?
They got the dude from the Steelers.
Juju.
Then they still have the really fast guy that they had last year.
Nicole Hardman.
Stop giving him the answers, Colin.
I mean, he's. I'm not giving him the answers. He's saying the words, and then I'm just filling in the final part
Then
of
they
it.
drafted that rookie.
But
Sky.
obviously, if he doesn't know their names, they're worth shit.
Well, honestly, I only knew the Cardinals receivers because I had their roster out.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
I just
going.
named him to you off the top of my head.
I'm going Chiefs because I just don't like the Cardinals. I don't like this team.
Well, that's the short way of everything I was saying. I think the Chiefs are still going to be really good because now they can actually run the fucking football because their offensive line is legit.
Other than Orlando Brown.
He's still good. He's just a fucking crybaby. It's hilarious that no one wants to pay him money. I think it's hilarious.
So Jeff, what do you?
Go ahead, Jeff. Tell me why the Cardinals are going to score points. Go for it.
I don't trust the Chiefs' defense. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, there's just a lot of weapons on that offense. The Chiefs have struggled against mobile quarterbacks. I'm not even picking the Cardinals. I'm just saying I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I guess on the same side of things, I guess it depends on what your definition and my definition of high scoring are.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what is high scoring to you?
3+ touchdowns.
See, to me, high scoring is it's in the 30s.
See, I'm saying it's gonna be probably 33 to 24, 27.
All right, see,
That's a high scoring game.
I don't consider that high scoring anymore, but I see your point now. It could be that.
So that's what I'm saying. And also, I mean, as well as we know, Cliff Kingsbury and that Cardinals, for whatever reason, I don't care who they have, they start off the season on fire. They start off the season with a purpose, and they flutter at the end. At the end of the season is where they decide to figure out why they can't tread water.
No, we know.
With that being said, I could also see the Chiefs just fucking put up 50 points on them because who's on the pass rush for the Cardinals? For the Cardinals is a better question. An often injured J.J. Watt?
Yep.
Chandler.
What did you say,
Chandler.
Colin?
I was gonna say Chandler Jones, but then he's gone now, isn't he?
Yeah,
exactly. He's on the Raiders now.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. That one struggles. That baffles me on why they don't have anything. But no, I still think the Chiefs win. They find a way to win without Tyreek Hill. They still have weapons on offense, but
I think you're going to see a completely different Chiefs team than what you've seen in the past. They're not going to stretch the field vertically. They're going to stretch it horizontally now.
I think there's going to be more issues because of Andy Reid's play designs than you see of this quick strike offense with Tyreek Hill just running over the top.
I agree. I think you're going to see a shotgun version of what he used to do with the Eagles.
Yeah.
You're going to see, like, when they had T.O. and when they had McNabb, you're going to see more like that where it's 10 to 15-yard crossers off play action. I don't think they're going to score as many points as they used to because they're not going to be as explosive. But I do think after this season, people are going to have a new respect for Pat Mahomes because he's going to show that he doesn't have to just scramble around and throw it deep to the fastest dude on the field. He's going to be someone who probably throws for 4,000 yards, and he's either going to throw a lot of interceptions, and he's going to come back to earth, and people are going to say he's just Jameis Winston, or he's going to be really good, and people are going to say, wow, he can do everything. But I think this is the season where you're actually going to see if Pat Mahomes is a good quarterback or not, or if he just had really good talent.
Raiders at Chargers.
I think this is the best game of the week.
Agreed.
Outside the Bills.
Nah, see, I think the Bills are going to blow them out, so I don't think that would be a good game.
Oh, we saw this one last year. They decided not to kick a field goal.
Well,
Ended our
I
wonderful
was
season.
going to start by saying I don't believe the whole Chargers hype shit until the Chargers head coach doesn't learns how to win a football game. I'm going to pick the other team for the whole season, so I'm picking the Raiders because that coach is so fucking bad. So bad.
I'm picking the
I hate
Raiders.
Josh McDaniels.
I don't think McDaniels is a good head coach either, but the other coach has cost his teams games, and I haven't seen McDaniels flat out cost his team a game as a head coach in a long time.
Well, he
So,
did it when he
said
decided
in a
to start
long
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow
He also won a playoff game.
in
He hasn't
Pittsburgh.
even made the playoffs.
No. The Steelers lost that playoff game.
Hey, it all goes down the same way. It's a W.
I'm going.
I'm going the Raiders too. I like their offense this year. They've done enough on defense to be better than they were last year. The defense is going to be really interesting. Devontae Adams with Darren Waller on that offense, and then you got Hunter Renfrow just running around in the middle of the field. It's awesome.
I think it's just gonna be a fun team to watch. Now the Raiders
Oh, they
went
should
from.
be. They should
I
be
think
a
the
really
Raiders
fun team
went
to
from being like a okay, here we go, here's Derek Carr again, to now it's actually gonna be a little bit fun to watch.
I do agree. Their defense is what's going to hold them back, but that offense, God, there's so much that they can do.
I am intrigued to see how the Chargers with Mack and Bosa look, because I think that will be fun
I'm
to see as the
intrigued
season
with the
goes on.
Raiders to see if he's going to run the same stuff that he used to run with Brady, or if he's actually going to run something different. Are they going to be under center running 21 personnel with these receivers, or are they going to be spread the field like when they had Edelman and Gronk and all them? Like, how is he going to treat Waller, Renfro, Adams? I'm really curious how they're going to do it. Based off who they decided to cut and everything, I feel like they're going to be a 21 personnel team because they only have 5 receivers on their roster, and they have 4 running backs. So that tells me they are going to be a run the ball, play action team. But now they actually have a QB that can throw the ball deep, and they have a receiver they can throw it deep too. So I am very curious to see what type of offense the Raiders actually come out in.
Fair. Pack at Vikings.
Here you go, Jeff. Here's your chance to cement it right now.
What?
The Vikings are the new NFC North contenders.
They are, but not yet. Packers take this game. And this goes back to my earlier prediction of the Bears losing because I'm a fucking football fan. I love football, and I want to see history made next week. Okay? Now everyone's like, why the fuck? What's he talking about next week, right? So the Packers win this game. The Bears lose. Next Sunday. On Sunday Night Football, the Bears and the Packers play. If this comes to fruition, the Packers can beat the Bears next week and take over the most winning franchise in NFL history from the Bears.
Yeah, that's
And
all.
that would be a fucking
all
storyline
fine.
and a half.
But the
Go,
Vikings
Pack, go.
But the Vikings are going to whoop the Packers' ass.
I know, I'm so upset about it too. But I'm just picking Packers just because I want to see it happen next week.
I actually think this might be the first time in a long time that the Packers. The only way I see them making the playoffs is if their defense plays the way they have the last 2 years. They're fully capable because their defense is really effing good. But we want to talk about receivers. This receiving core is one of the worst in the NFL. And
I don't know, man. They got Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who got cut by Baltimore, the other worst passing receiving team in the league.
This Packers receiving core makes the Cardinals receiving core without Hopkins look fucking awesome.
I'm going.
They are awesome.
I'm going Vikings.
I
do like the storyline that Jeff is putting out there, though. I do really like that.
Go Pack, go!
Yeah, I mean, but in all honesty, you'll see it again in a couple of weeks anyway.
Do you guys like Kevin O'Connell? That's a better question.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. If they're going to go pass happy, then I change my prediction. I don't think the Vikings will be that good. But if he's going to mix in a good run game with a good play action and a good passing attack, then
there's a lot of goods.
That's the thing, is they have the ability to do that with a good run game with Cook, and then they can play action, have a good pass game with Jefferson and Thielen. But if they're just going to sit back there and just try to force feed them,
if they're going to do what they've been doing, I agree. I think the Packers will shut it down. But if they're a team that can now spread it out and open up lanes to Cook, watch out. They're going to be dangerous.
I agree.
Sunday night football. Buccaneers at Cowboys.
Now, this will be a high-scoring game, Jeffrey.
I think it's going to be about the same. 31-27, somewhere around there.
I actually think this might be 40s to 30s. I don't see anybody stopping anybody.
Okay, here's your question. Do you have this roster up right now?
Which one?
Cowboys.
Sure, I'll pull up their roster.
No, I don't want you to. I want you to name the receivers.
Name their receivers?
Yep.
They have CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
And then they have Gallup.
Gallup is not playing with an injury.
Oh.
He's coming off his ACL.
They put Washington on the IR, didn't they?
James Washington, yes.
Oh, then I have no idea who the next receiver is.
All right. Tell me how they're going to put up points again?
Tony Pollard.
All right, just curious.
And that reason right there, Bucks.
Way too many distractions going on right now. I don't think his head's in the game, like they said in High School Musical. Get your head in the game, If you guys get that reference, I love it. But
you made me watch all three of them. It's fucking horrible.
I grew up with a sister. That's why I watched them. So I'm hoping we get as good a game as we did last year. I don't know if you guys remember watching the Cowboys Buccaneers Week 1 game last year, but the thing was freaking awesome.
It came down to basically the last throw from Brady, right?
Yeah, it was 31-29, I believe, was the final last year. It was a good game. I just don't know if I can bet on the Buccaneers, but like I said, I don't know how the Cowboys are going to keep pace with them, so I'm going to have to go to the Buccaneers.
I'm taking the Buccaneers, but I do think the Cowboys can make it interesting. I know you said they have no one to throw to, but...
Oh, that's because that's a fact. You couldn't even name anyone besides CeeDee Lamb.
And Gallup, but he's injured.
And Gallup, who's not playing.
Yeah, but still he technically didn't name him, though.
Yes. And I named the other dude that's hurt, James Washington.
You're right. So can we go back and say that Arizona might actually have a better receiving core than Dallas then, too?
Yeah, I mean, they have more healthier players that we can name. And arguably not the best game of the week. Monday Night Football, Broncos at the Seahawks.
Did you hear my announcement? The Bills have a 4-year contract extension with Dawson Knox. Just throwing it out there.
Nice.
Who'd you pick?
Who, me? Bucks.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you listed off the receiver thing and then said, how are they going to score? And I said, that's why I'm picking the Bucks.
All right, let's go Super Bowl predictions.
We still have Monday Night Football.
Monday Nighter.
Oh, shut up.
Broncos.
Seattle, you're immediately kicked out of the podcast.
So I'm going to pick Seattle to be the worst team in the NFL this year.
Oh.
Book it, Johnny.
No, that's the next part. We have to do Super Bowl winners and then the fucking worst team in the NFL.
Seattle.
So I'm assuming that I don't need to say anything. It's just Broncos across the board, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Broncos. And if you need us to explain, please watch another podcast.
All right, so best team or Super Bowl and then worst team.
Yeah. Who's getting the number 1 overall pick? Let's do it. I'm more excited. for that one than the Super Bowl predictions.
I think Seattle's getting the number 1 overall pick. I think they're definitely Seattle and Bears are my 2 predictions.
I'm going Bears.
I'm going Atlanta, dude. Atlanta blows.
I do like the fact that we listed all NFC teams.
It's
100%. The AFC is a fucking stud conference this year.
even the Jets in the AFC are better than like a
Half
third
the
of the
teams.
NFC teams.
The Jets could win the NFC North. No.
Sad because they actually probably could compete.
They compete, right? They'd be in it for at least a few weeks. All right, Super Bowl. Let's get who you predicting in the Super Bowl here, peeps.
All right, who's going first?
Okay.
This is a tough one. The AFC is not that difficult. I could see a couple teams, but the NFC is the tough one. I'm going back and forth on 2 teams, and one of them is kind of a surprise in the NFC.
I'm gonna go the Bills and the Eagles.
Ooh.
So the Eagles are one of the teams in the NFC. The other team, I actually think, is the Saints.
I was actually thinking about that. Yes.
Again,
That's
it
like
all comes down to Jameis and the rest of the team's health, as every Super Bowl run does. But I think if he's just an average quarterback, because when the Saints won their last Super Bowl, Drew Brees wasn't yet this amazing quarterback. He was he was good, but they were a run the ball and play defense team, and that's what they are. So I really think I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say the Saints, and I think they're going to end up playing. The Bills are the easy one to pick because I think they're loaded. They're just so loaded. I'm going to pick the Saints and the Bills, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of those AFC West teams somehow comes out of it. And then I've got 2 surprise teams, 2 new teams to the playoffs this year. I know this isn't what we talked about, but I've got the Panthers will be a new team to the playoffs.
Shut up with the Lions. Shut up.
The Panthers will be a new team to the playoffs. And the Dolphins will be a new team to the playoffs.
Yeah. I can give you those. I'll give you those.
I'm trying to think if I want to
I
go
got Minnesota Dolphins for new teams to the playoffs.
Panthers or Ravens.
There's so many new teams that are going to.
But you know what? Fuck it. I'm
just
gonna
a
do
matter
it.
of who they
I'm gonna
replace.
do it. Fuck it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm going Panthers Ravens Super Bowl. Fuck it. I'm just going completely
Panther
fucking out there.
Ravens, so from not even making the playoffs to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fuck it.
Really,
I hope.
he picked the 2 most injury-prone teams to make the Super Bowl.
Damn fucking right I did. Because if they aren't injured, then
Baltimore hasn't had a QB stay healthy in 3 years, but he thinks they're going to go to the Super Bowl. In Carolina,
This is gonna be the year.
healthy the entire career.
new
Now
new
they're going to-
new version of Cowboys fans. This is gonna be the year that we're healthy, Rob. This is the fucking year. All right, there we go, everybody. That's our picks. Let us know what your picks for the week are
Wait,
down
you
in the
didn't tell me who'd you say the worst team is?
Bears.
Lame.
I was gonna pick the Bears. They have fucking Justin Fields as a quarterback.
Justin Fields is not a bad quarterback. If Justin Fields was in San Fran would be a playoff or a Super Bowl contender.
I do have
Johnny.
a dark horse just because of where who they're playing and for how long he's out. I do think Cleveland could potentially be one of the worst teams.
That's true.
Fair.
But Brissett, at least Brissett's a solid.
No, I agree.
Backup.
But just because of who they've got a juggernaut of a schedule.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, let us know what your picks for this week are. What are your Super Bowl picks, worst teams that are making the playoffs, who your mom likes, who your dad likes, who your uncle likes. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out. Appreciate it. Thank you to the guys for coming by and doing this again. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay out of trouble, stay safe. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Go Bills.
Yeah, I honestly, I think the Browns. The only reason